Sri Lanka captain and debutant revived team from early collapse, but England unbeaten at close. Dhananjaya de Silva justified his own decision to bat first with a gutsy 74 from 84 balls, while Milan Rathnayake followed his captain's lead with a startlingly composed knock of 72 from 135 balls, the highest by a debutant at number 9 in Test history. Unfortunately for Sri Lanka, however, even those exceptional efforts couldn't quite atone for a dreadful top-order collapse that had handed England control of the first test by stumps on day 1 at Emirates Old Trafford. By the time Vishwa Fernando was last man out, run out for 13 from 61 balls in an innings that echoed his famous tail-end defiance in partnership with Kusal Perera at Durham in 2019, Sri Lanka had been bowled out for 236 in gloomy half-light that had caused England to rely exclusively on spin bowling for the final hour of their bowling stint, an early challenge for Ollie Pope's tactical acumen on his first day as Ben Stokes' captaincy stand-in. And, even though that total was seemingly below par on a hard and dry surface that Pope anticipated would stay true for the first half of the match at least, it was riches compared to what had been anticipated after the first half-hour of the contest. At that point, Sri Lanka's innings had been in tatters at 6 for 3 after 7 overs, with all 3 wickets falling in the space of 10 deliveries to Gus Atkinson and Chris Woakes. The first blow was landed by Atkinson, who had limited Dimuth Karunaratne to a solitary scoring stroke in his first 17 deliveries, only for the batter to fluff his first shot in anger, a swish across the line to a well-directed lifter. 4 balls later, Nishan Madashka's early discipline also deserted him as Woakes served up a juicy outswinger that he could only scuff straight to Joe Root at first slip, who clung on in the heel of his palms. And with the final ball of the same over, Woakes had his second courtesy of a ghastly misjudgment from Angelo Matthews. The hero of the 2014 series win was gone for a 5-ball duck, burning a review in the process as he offered no stroke to an indica that was shown to be hitting the top of middle. Kusal and Chandimal showed some gumption in a limited counter-attack, with the first 5 boundaries of the innings all coming in the space of 12 balls. 4 of them to Kusal of Matthew Potts, whose wide angle into the stumps offered the chance to free the hands through the offside, and who would finish as the attack's weakest link with 48 runs from his 9 overs. But, after limping 2 drinks on 37 for 3, there was another challenge waiting for the second hour. Wood tore into his opening spell with typical gusto, and struck with his 7th ball a gruesomely quick lifter to Kusal that crashed into his left thumb and looped to Harry Brook at second slip, much like the snorter that broke Kevin Sinclair's wrist in the West Indies series. Kusal left the crease wringing his hand, and looking in urgent need of an ice pack at the very least. Out came de Silva to shore up the listing innings, but with lunch approaching, his measured stand of 32 in 7 overs with Chandimal was undone in cruel and unusual fashion. Shoaib Bashir entered the attack for an exploratory pre-lunch spell, and struck in his second over with an unplayable desiccator, reminiscent of Nasir Hussain's viral moment against Carl Hooper in Trinidad in 1998. Though Chandimal gambled on the review, hoping against hope that he'd been struck outside the line, Bashir's sheepish appeal and celebration could have told him everything he needed to know. That would, however, be the nadir of Sri Lanka's innings. De Silva himself grew into his role either side of the lunch break, farming the strike well in between a diet of 8 well-struck boundaries, each of them showcasing his sharp footwork and delicate balance, not to mention his pre-toss faith in the surface's true nature. Though there would be some more guileless dismissals to come with both Kamindu Mendis and Prabhat Jayasuriya snicking off with uncertain footwork after Woakes and Atkinson had varied their lines and lengths, Rathnayake would not prove quite so gullible in his shot selection.